And then we went live? Question mark? Yes. No question mark. A success. An unqualified success.
Confidence.
Frankly, the only kind I've ever really had. Hey, check it out. It's this one. It's the link.
What? You gave me the link.
I gave you the link.
Can take up only half the time. I don't understand. I never understand the jokes
You have
make.
played some of this stuff. I don't know what to tell you.
Like Dig Dug.
Not like Dick. Okay, well, apparently you're going to learn some things today, too. I mean, that was true anyway. You definitely, like, but no, you, okay, never mind. Pre-stream.
All right, I have posted the things.
All right, welcome to pre-stream. We're gonna do a little bit of Framed while we wait for people to show up, and then, you know.
All right, well, this is very wide.
It is very wide. This looks like fucking Salum. I'm sure it's not. So I'm sure Salum is not in their database, but you know what I mean.
I don't know Salum, so go and guess that.
You do know Salum. We watched that together. That was that like African zombie movie that I was really excited about.
Oh right.
And then we ended up thinking it was like half of it was really good, and then
with the car tracks, I'm gonna. Oh, what's the one about where the guy builds the car?
The one where the guy builds the car. Are you thinking this is like the Alkali Flats?
The one where the guy builds like the Mad Max car?
The one where the guy builds the Mad Max car. Mad Max?
No, there was a movie. I want to say the guy who did Primer did it.
Okay, I'm not familiar. He did Upstream Color.
Okay, skip.
Okay. Aside from that and Upstream Color, I don't know what. This is okay. So
this is some military shit. Three Kings?
Okay, I'm willing to try Three Kings. I don't know anything else this could be. Amabel.
Yeah. So how I recognized that was that David O. Russell has like terrible color grading and camera sense and just sucks a lot. So
fair enough.
He's made one good movie, Iron Huckabees. Everything else is garbage.
I'm going to turn you down in the mix just slightly.
Okay. Also, this is the movie where George Clooney punched him.
Yeah.
That was fun. Because he's an asshole.
Okay, well, that's a good reason to punch somebody.
Yeah.
All right, welcome. We got a couple of people streaming in. Welcome to the pre-stream here, the pre-show. We're just doing a couple rounds of Framed before we get to the main event. Give people time to settle in.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
So that is a police officer talking to a child. It looks like not a very tall police officer. Here's the thing: from the back, this could be Kevin Hart, a not very tall man in a police jacket, right?
I think that's too tall for Kevin Hart. I think the kid should have a couple inches on him.
But I don't actually know the name. I know that Kevin Hart gun comedy is like a whole genre
subgenre, yeah.
But I don't think I know the name of a single one of those films.
I don't know this film either, so I'm gonna say a skip till we get more information, unless you want to take a wild stab in the dark.
No, that's okay. Johnny Legs. Well, whatever it is, I'm like 200% more interested now. I love Johnny Legs. I had no idea what this is.
I don't either.
Unless this is fucking the Super Mario movie, and I've just forgotten how that movie starts.
No, this isn't that. But those are not bad prices for those subs. All right. Well, this got very explosive.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's definitely, it's not a John Wick, right? It's not a John Wick. Johnny Legs is in, was he in just the first one?
I don't remember, but I don't remember there being like a scene with a cop on a basketball court.
Yeah. The police don't figure super heavily into John Wick. They got
Yeah,
other shooters.
and we've seen way more daylight in these first two shots than ever existed. Everything's at nighttime in John Wick, so
That's not true.
mostly true. Grubzik, you are the first in chat. Hello.
Welcome. Yeah, I think probably it is the case that I simply do not know what this movie is.
Yeah. Another skip, please. I'm sorry. I wish I had guesses, but I don't.
Is that Ice? Is that Ice Cube? With him looking down, it's a little tricky.
War of the Worlds.
It's not War of the Worlds. Shit, man. Okay, I'm trying to think like really hard of other movies that John Leguizamo has been in. I think like fairly recently, judging from his face.
Yeah, and from the like, it definitely.
He was in a movie a couple of years ago. That Santa movie.
You can also tell from the
This isn't that,
explosion in
though.
that third frame that this
Yeah.
is a more recent film.
Yeah,
Just the color and detail.
yeah.
It's
Look
shot
at the way the buildings and everything. Look at how blue washed this is.
Yeah.
Like look at how fucking they're doing that cyan and orange thing, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know what this is.
All right. Well, another skip, I guess.
That's Kevin Hart.
Well, okay.
This is one of those fucking movies. I'm skipping out. We don't know this movie. Ride Along. That's
There's
like
no way we could have guessed that.
that is like. Okay, hold on. I'm looking it up.
Okay, yeah, look it up, please.
The film follows Ben Barber, a security guard who must prove to his girlfriend's police officer brother that he is worthy of marrying her. So they do a 24-hour patrol of Atlanta together, and he gets wrapped up in the hunt for an arms dealer. This is the quintessential Kevin Hart gun comedy. This is the blueprint. 2014. Would this have been the first major one of those?
I really have no idea. I've never really watched a Kevin Hart movie on purpose.
Yeah. Jeez, even on the
Nope.
poster, the way they've shot, the way they put them together on the poster, it looks like Ice Cube is a foot and a half taller than Kevin Hart. Like in addition
right.
to the everything else, they've got Kevin Hart is standing as straight as possible. Ice Cube is standing as straight as possible, and Kevin Hart is kind of like leaning back on something that's a little further background than he is, and terrible stuff.
I'm glad we're not working in a visual medium where you can show this as you're describing.
Yeah, it's pretty,
Okay, well, this is very green.
Yeah. Is that I can't identify that man. He probably wouldn't be.
I'm also going to say this is more recent.
He probably wouldn't be an important man to be shown this early.
Yeah.
Car's a little bit older.
Man, can you imagine they did a framed for Moon? Like, what kind of shots would they have to do to avoid showing you
This isn't.
the actor until the very end?
Okay, it's not.
No, No Sudden Moves, I'm pretty sure it's 185.
Well, also it looks like it's shot on a fucking car bumper. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like the car, and I don't know, something. This guy kind of looks like David Harbour in the suit. I don't know.
Okay, well, now that let's skip today, this just might not be our week for it, you know.
Oh, it's a cop
All
movie.
right.
It's a.
Someone has File.
Someone
This
has
is not
files.
Zodiac.
That's literally exactly what I thought when I saw this shot.
I haven't seen Zodiac in a long time, so but it feels
Okay.
more recent than that. Cornflakes asks how we have been the last 2 weeks.
Enhance. That looks like it says. It looks like it says Ezekiel R. Turf. That's not helpful.
That's how it's been the last 2 weeks.
That's Tim Robbins.
All right. Well, that I don't have anything I'm sorry, folks. We're not.
Kind of just makes me want to guess Zodiac again, even though I don't think he's in that. It just looks like that. This movie just has that. It has that appearance, you know. Could it be a Fincher?
What Finchers have come out lately? Gone Girl. This wouldn't be Gone. I haven't seen Gone Girl, so.
You know, I only saw Gone Girl once, and I don't remember what all the shots are in it. Sure ain't Gone Girl.
Oh, someone's doing a courtroom.
Pullman, Ruffalo, Robbins, some guy.
Yeah, I don't know. What is some legal thriller
Yeah,
with
we tapping.
some lady?
All right, we're gonna get one of them. Yeah, no, we know. Mark Ruffalo's in it. He was in the first picture. Dark Waters.
There weren't any pirates or action figures there at all.
2019 film by Todd Haynes.
Oh.
Amabel. Todd fucking Haynes.
Well, the thing about Todd Haynes is I don't think he has like the most distinctive visual style. He uses different visual styles throughout his films. You know, so like I could see why I wouldn't necessarily have.
The story dramatizes Robert Bellot's case against the chemical manufacturing corporation DuPont after they contaminated a town with unregulated chemicals. A thing that is no longer illegal, I believe.
That's how it's been the last 2 weeks.
All right, we're going to do one more.
Okay, and we're going to get it?
And we're going to get it. Yo, 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 yo.
All right, well, so there are two that we've gotten. We both did it like within the first couple frames. All the rest.
Here's the thing. I have seen Triple X like once ever, but this is so Triple X. I don't know what else to say. Like, I saw Triple X in the theater. This is a movie that famously, if you've not seen Triple X, the premise of the film, if I remember correctly, is Vin Diesel is playing a guy who basically like does crazy stunts and posts them to YouTube as a career.
Okay.
He just like he's like a daredevil for YouTube, and then the FBI contacts him and they're like, "You're so cool and sexy that we think you could blend in, and anybody would want to hang out with you. So we're gonna send you after an arms dealer." He's also, you know, like he's done a lot of major crimes. He's boosted a lot of shit. Like he needs a lot of money to live his lavish lifestyle, and he gets that money by stealing a lot of shit. So the FBI is like, listen, we won't imprison you forever if you go after this arms dealer for us. The movie ends with him using a heat-seeking missile to kill a hidden sniper, and the heat-seeking missile works because the sniper is smoking.
Oh, no!
It's a profoundly stupid movie, but it does have a couple of neat stunts in it. And he does trigger an avalanche as a way of getting cover for him snowboarding into the secret enemy facility. He's like, I'll just snowboard in the avalanche. Nobody will expect that because of how very, very stupid it is.
Can we do one more, please?
All right, we'll do one more.
I want to feel like I contribute.
Okay, nailed this.
All right, well, this different aspect ratio already. Okay.
All right, you're living in your element here. You can do film stuff here.
Yeah, I don't...
What the hell kind of car is that?
I don't know from Cars.
This is an American plate. California?
Yeah.
Illinois, maybe? For those of you who don't know, the non-Americans in the audience, and I know we do have some, all United States of America license plates are formatted roughly the same, but different states have different sort of like art behind the numbers.
Yeah. So this is not. So like car movies that I know are like from the 60s and 70s, and this feels slightly more recent than that. This
Yeah.
doesn't. It's not a recognizable car. It's not like the car from Vanishing Point.
I mean,
Or
it's a
Bullet.
weird car, but I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Wanna skip?
It's not Tucker the Man in His Dream because that's not the kind of car it is. But just
Okay.
so we have a guess, can you guess Tucker the Man in His
Well,
Dream?
you just said it's not that, so I'm typing The Italian Job.
You think?
No, I don't, but I wanted to
Yeah.
guess something that wasn't. I know it's not this. Is this?
Well, you know it's not the Italian Job because it's not in fucking Italy.
Sweetie.
It's not in Europe. It's in America. That's not where the film takes place.
There are scenes all over the world in that. It's a globe-trotting adventure.
Have you seen the Italian Job?
Yeah, Nick Cage steals the Declaration of Independence.
We're talking about different Italian Jobs.
I have not seen the original Italian Job, I'll say that.
Okay. All right, there's some kind of schedule here.
Yeah. This isn't Pelham.
I don't remember that car in Pelham, and Pelham is definitely in 235.
Did you see the remake?
Well, okay, maybe it's the remake. I didn't know they did a remake. 'Cause why would you do that?
It looks like it's not in here anyway. I guess
All right,
let me try from the front, but I think it would have come up if they had it.
No, it would have come up. Yeah. All right, can you just skip if you don't have a?
You know what, Robin? It should be called The Italian and Other Various Locations Job. But they, the people titling movies, they don't have the chutzpah, the wherewithal to do such a thing.
Okay, well, I don't know who this actor is, but
That's Sam. Is that Sam Waterston? I don't know. This does not help me, is what I will say.
this does feel like a period piece
Yeah, these men have
rather
come here.
than a film
to
shot
investigate a crime.
contemporaneously.
I agree with you. This is a modern film pretending to be an older film.
I
think maybe
oh God,
maybe
green computer monitors.
maybe the database is wrong and it is the Taking of Pelham 123 remake.
No, because I don't recognize these guys.
You haven't seen it. Didn't we
No,
just
but
establish that?
but that has like actors. Okay. Let's do another skip. I'm sorry. This has been. Everyone, go pause the stream. Go to last week's stream.
Do not pause the stream.
We did so well there.
Jesus Christ, Amabel. That's Joel McHale.
All right. Yeah, I don't. Oh! Is this
Could it be
The Informant?
Yeah. Hey, all I needed was to be shown the main character looking the way he only looks in that film. You know what? It's been a while. It's been a long time since I've seen it. It's a good fucking movie.
It's a good movie. I forgot basically everything about what it looks like.
And also the cast.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a 2009 remake of The Taking of Pelham 123, starring Denzel Washington as the train dispatcher and John Travolta as the lead crime man.
Yeah, I would
Tony
have
Scott
recognized
directs.
either of those. Yeah. Hey, what are we listening to?
It is the
music-wise? Are we
third
listening to-
adaptation. Hold on, there was a 1998 adaptation as well, with Edward James Olmos and Vincent D'Onofrio
A TV movie, I think.
and Donnie Wahlberg. Yes, it is a TV movie.
Yeah. No, I saw that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one has Lorraine Bracco. Incredible. Yeah. So what we're listening to, of course, music from our friends at the Relaxed Movement. It's playing real quiet, but it's there, and it makes the vibe feel relaxed. We're gonna be playing some games that are about time pressure today, so it's nice that we get a little bit of relaxation before that occurs. And when I say we, I mean me, of course, because Amabel threatened me. She was like, "Don't you dare make me do a thing, or have to figure stuff out." We're doing it. Welcome to the real stream. Welcome to the real stream, motherfuckers, and others.
Thank you, everyone.
Presumably
for joining us.
Presumably not everyone here is. Anyway.
Cat of Nine Tails says we should see how the French translate American movie titles. Half the time to sneak sex in there somehow. I want examples. Give me examples, please.
That says, that's quite a claim. All right,
Robin.
So today we're talking about a sort of a recent. I don't know if you call this a genre, maybe a subgenre of game. Oh, my game that I was trying to load up crashed.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Can we? Yep. Brilliant. We're gonna be a brilliant stream today, everybody.
So I noticed Robin in the chat, and I wanted to shout out Robin for her poem that she posted on the Reddit, which was that really delighted both of us.
Yes, that is excellent. It is a delightful poem.
The only criticism I will make is rhyming Samhain with pain. That's a near rhyme.
You just have to bend it a little bit.
Yeah, but it's like when people rhyme again as a gain.
Yeah,
I don't.
It is much like that.
But then I thought, you know what? Robin doesn't do anything without trying to irritate us in some way.
Okay, that's a characterization.
So I think it was on purpose.
Character assassination, friends.
Domekeeper. I've played this game.
Krobzik says, bending is how you get to the pain. Boy, let me tell you something. I'm in my 40s now, and ain't that the truth. Also, not bending, we do either of them. It really is this recipe for a nightmare. So this is a sort of a. I want to talk about these games, and I think Domekeeper is like the first major entry in this kind of like new subgenre. I don't know if you would call this just like an action game or what, but for those who are not familiar, the basic premise of this game, we're just going to jump right in here. The basic premise of this game is that you are. Oh, holy hell! It's like giving me the hard tutorial. Yeah, I have 30 hours in this game. I don't need the tutorial. Just let me play the real game. Okay. I guess we're doing this thing. Oh, they've changed the way this menu works now, I guess. Because they've added more stuff and so they wanna. Okay. That's fine. Relic Hunt. Boy, it is doing some weird jerky frame rate stuff. We are going to play on a small map with the intended difficulty, with no modifiers. Okay, can I stop selecting things now? Are we good? We'll go, Laser Dome. Okay. Wait, I do want a pet. Okay. Let's do it. Alright, so the premise of these games, basically. You have been delivered to some kind of alien environment in some way. And your goal is to get down into the environment for some reason. Maybe you're looking for something. In this relic hunt mode, we are looking for something. We're trying to find a particular object that is buried in the rock. And these games they're typified by their sort of like dual phase design. So there's a sort of a day phase where you are mining, gathering resources, dragging the resources back home, and then with the resources dragged back home, pursuing upgrades to your ability to do that thing. You can see here we can buy a variety of dig faster, move faster, carry more stuff, and then a night phase where you are assaulted by hostile aliens and must defend your mining base. And this is certainly not like brand new ideas, but there is a sort of a form that they are presented in here in Domekeeper that just sort of caught on with people. Domekeeper was a huge hit, and it has been copied more or less directly many, many times already. This game came out in 2022, by the way. It has been
Okay.
copied many, many times already, and there's been some sort of there's been a fair amount of like innovation and stuff within the genre. And we're just gonna have a look at a couple of these sorts of games.
So in a similar way to the way, because Vampire Survivors was pretty recent, and there's already like 10 different survivor likes. Do
Oh,
they call them survivor likes?
oh, sweetie, there's so many more than 10. Yeah, some people call them survivor likes. I've seen them called also bullet heavens, because you are the based on the tagline.
You have become the bullet hell.
Yeah, one of the taglines of Vampire Survivors was "Become the bullet hell," the idea that you are creating a bullet hell for the opponents. So you notice there are different sort of rocks and stuff, to different sort of strata to dig through. I'm running into some tougher stuff over there, so I'm going to double back and just work the easier stuff. But I bought a monster detector with my initial money. So you can see down there in the left, we have a sort of a timer indicating when it's going to be scary monster time. And check this out. We found some triangles.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, triangles. We're real close to base. I'm just going to go dump those in the grinder real quick. That's my pet, my floating skull up there. He has no gameplay effect, but he's a floating skull. What was I going to not take the floating skull?
Yeah.
So at first, things are fairly simple. It's about to be monster time. Let's head back.
Okay.
So this is an element of the thing for sure. The idea that mining time is not monster time.
Okay.
Okay, apparently that was the whole first wave. Obviously, those are going to get more difficult as we continue to stay on the planet. What were you about to ask?
Well, so mining time is not monster time. So would there ever be like monsters like in the thing where you're digging?
Well, I don't have any weapons.
Okay.
The dome has a big gun on it. I don't have a way of fighting.
Okay.
So that's it's an interesting sort of dichotomy in the sense that like there's one mode of the game that is entirely, monster stress time, and another part of the game that it's still time stressed, but there's no idea of combat or anything. I'm gonna buy some mining type upgrades here. We're gonna improve our ability to carry more resources. Our carry slowdown. We're decreasing the carry slowdown value. So I should be able to carry about twice as many materials before being slowed down as dramatically as I just was.
Yeah,
and you can see we're already almost at monster time again, so I'm not going to go far. But
I do like games that have a bifurcated structure like that. Very specific types of rounds or types of cycles of gameplay. It's a little more fluid, I think, in a video game than in a board game.
the controls for this are a little weird. Okay, battle mode. So you can see the laser, the nozzle on the dome that I'm having to maneuver around so I can fire. And I've chosen a shield as our defensive object. So you can see I have a little bit of like automatic shield HP that recovers very quickly after each monster phase. But the dome itself obviously has HP as well, and the dome will get worn down over time. Each subsequent night is a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
And so you have in that way effectively a limited amount of time to find whatever it is that you're here to find. Although, the amount of time you have can be extended through good, efficient resource gathering and general, play skill. If you're better at building up your base, or more efficient at gathering resources, you can buy more upgrades and. All right, let's head back. We know we got some more stuff here, but I don't want to be down in the mine that long.
Okay.
The times between the monster waves here are really, really short.
I noticed. So while you're defending from things,
Mhm.
Steph came in to say that examples of French movie name localization: Cruel Intentions. I want you to guess what Cruel Intentions got retitled as.
No, I won't do that.
Sex Intentions.
I mean, it's more honest.
Okay, and then Wild Things. You still don't want to guess?
No.
Sex Crimes.
Okay, so those two words in that order definitely has a different connotation in English than
Yeah,
modern colloquial English than they were probably going for. Look at all this! Look at all this iron. Amabel, I'm gonna be able to build so many upgrades. Oh god, it's stuck. There we go. Okay.
What's interesting about Cruel Intentions and Wild Things is I borrowed them a lot on VHS and watched very specific scenes over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Very formative for a
Um,
young and very confused Amabel.
so it's extremely common. Dome Keeper as the first major entry here has a couple of different resources. Iron is the sort of like the common building resource, and then you
Okay.
have water, and I don't remember. This is called cobalt. Cobalt is mostly used to just jam it into your dome's health pool.
Okay.
If we buy, here we go. We had to buy our life meter, but now we have the ability to spend a cobalt to repair 120 HP plus 10% of our total, and obviously we can improve the efficiency of that by buying HP upgrades. And then water is used for more sort of like technological stuff. Water is used to improve the fancy extra gadgets that we have. We still need iron for that as well. But so comparatively, you find a lot less water and cobalt than you do iron generally.
Yeah.
So we have a little secondary automatic cannon. I don't know if you've noticed it on the dome. And then I'm just gonna buy a level of strength for our shield so that we're not taking so much damage while I'm on the run back.
Forgive me if you explained this while I was paying attention to chat, but some of the things in that upgrade tree are in a box together.
Mm-hmm.
What? Why is that?
This is a bummer. All right, we're gonna have to go back. Reasons. Well, I have to look. I'm not sure. Upgrades. Okay.
It's like those three are in that box together.
Because you can only choose one.
Oh, okay. This is like in how in the Warhammer game it will lock some if you pick one. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, for our shield upgrades, we can choose to give it an electroblast, so give it some offensive capability, or choose to be able to make it invulnerable for 4 seconds once per battle, or choose to make it reflect enemy damage for 5 seconds once per battle. So just sort of like different specializations, and each of those have their own upgrades. All right, so as you saw, this is one of the higher difficulties. There are 4 difficulties available in the game, and we chose the third one. It is listed as the intended difficulty, but it does start quite easy. You know, they're not like really turning the jets on right away. I use just like a little bit more iron. Here we go. Here's some. So you can see the oh wow, okay, there's a lot of resources there. You can see the things, you know, you can see one tile into the dirt. So this pattern here where we build shafts with 2 two rows in between them allows us to see everything. It's sort of like the optimal awareness digging pattern. But it does mean you spend a lot of time digging. It's a lot of blocks to remove, right?
Yeah.
We're going to pick up move speed next. And then, you know what? Basic drill strength as well. This will be fewer hits per block destruction. And then, honestly, I don't even, with this little time left, I don't even really want to leave the base. I think we'll just wait for the monsters.
Yeah. Do you enjoy one aspect of this more than, like, do you enjoy the digging? Is it pleasurable?
Well, I think the exploration stuff is very cool, and they do a good job with this game in particular. I'm hoping to be able to show. Yeah, look at how diggy my drill is now. They do a good job with this of sort of like putting some weird and interesting stuff throughout the dirt to give you interesting things to encounter.
Yeah, because I think you don't mind searching for things, but I think you like finding things.
Yeah, I'd say that's true. This stuff's a little bit heavy. I can't carry it all back at once. So there are two characters. There's the engineer here, which is sort of the basic experience, and then there's a more complex character called the assessor, who uses like gravity shenanigans. You don't have a drill. You have like this, or you might have a drill, but you also have this like orb that travels everywhere with you that you can propel, and you can when you pick up loot, you can like fire the loot, so you don't necessarily have to like walk all the way back to the base. You can shoot it up the shaft, and I find the assessor much more difficult to play, which is why we're doing this first. Let's get a little bit more move speed. We're handling the monsters just fine, so I don't feel compelled to spend resources on the gun right now, but at some point we'll need to pursue some upgrades for that. Yes, these flying monsters are really annoying. They'll take a couple shots at you and then move, and they're very fast. But overall, our dome is not really sustaining much damage. So we have to expect that the thing we're looking for is probably quite deep. I did put us on the smallest map size, but it's still going to be the case that, you know, the thing we're looking for is going to be in the bottom 25% of the map, I'm sure. So, you know, knowing that, ooh, what is this? It drank all my resources. Did it deposit them back home for me? Because if not, I'm going to be super pissed.
You haven't encountered that before?
I don't know what the fuck that is. It's like a weird hole in the wall. Yeah, it does look like it stored them for us. Around 5 water and 4 cobalt now. Okay, well that's actually then extremely handy. As a secondary place to deliver resources that is deeper in the mine.
Robin asked if you think the aliens could do long division.
I don't think anyone can do long division.
I can't. She's describing the aggressive aliens who scream in horror to disintegrate their bodies. Is that happening? I'm not getting audio from the game, so I don't know what the sound experience is like. Are there horrifying screams happening as you are killing things?
No, that's true. I'm not streaming the game feed to you. I'm streaming the OBS virtual cam. That's right. That can be fixed.
Well, I just want to know if I'm missing something that will make me feel bad.
The answer is no.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, let me do that. Sorry, everybody. Just changing the back end a little bit here because I am a goober and set it up wrong. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Okay. So overall, things are going pretty well. Now, what we're really looking for are some other things down here, and I don't want to spoil any surprises, but
Okay, so we're 40 minutes into the stream, and I finally mentioned I have no sound. No, so what it is, like when we do the pre-stream, I don't hear the Relaxed Movement music because just of the way the thing needs to be shared with me.
I could.
And I don't always remember to ask about it during the game.
I could rig it up so that you can hear the pre-stream music, but it's a little clumsier.
Yeah, and the thing is, I know what the Relaxed Movement is like. I use the Relaxed Movement when I have to do data entry. Because I can't. I know people who can, but I can't.
Cave spiders, get off of the
work
stuff.
with music that has any kind of lyrical content. Because I will be doing data entry and I will just start typing in lyrics, and that's not good.
Yeah, that's weird. That's not a that's not a problem that I experience.
Oh, I know. Sometimes we'll play board games and I'll put on something that, will help me think. And you're like, there's not enough screaming. There's only like 4 melodies going on. So then I have to fix it. Find something that's better for your brain.
Listen, I just, I make no apologies for the way... No, that's not true. I constantly apologize for the way that I am.
And you shouldn't. Does the silhouette of these ground monsters remind you of rat creatures?
No, not at all. That's an interesting thing to say. Not even a little bit.
Okay.
They don't have, forelimbs. Oh,
true.
Look at this.
It's been a while. Okay.
Well, now what have we here? So if you find one of these fancy things and you drag it back to base, you get a gadget. So we can shred the gadget and just turn it into raw cobalt, which is always available. Or we could install the thing, a furnace with a chimney that delays the next monster attack, or a drilling rig to go deep into the mine with an optional side driller.
I mean, that one seems all right.
No. I want to delay the monsters. And so any gadget that we grab and install will have its own upgrade tree. So burn iron in the furnace for an extended delay. Enhance the smoke's dazing effect for a greater baseline delay. I would love some of this. And burn water in the furnace for additional delay. Interesting. I'm not going to burn other resources. We just took the only upgrade that's available without burning more stuff in the furnace. But that'll give us more time to dig. So yeah, you'll find other weird stuff down here, which I'm a big fan of. Yeah, the silhouette, I really do like the appearance of the enemies here. I like the fact that you can't quite see them. I think that it does give them a really good, almost horror toned sci-fi menace. I'm carrying too much. I have to drop some of this stuff. But this is good news. We found a bunch of veins of resources here. We're rich if we can just haul it all back home, Perhaps this is unwise, but I'm gonna try to make one more trip before the monsters.
Yeah. Got a couple of people in chat mentioning having the same situation where if they're working with numbers or anything that requires like brain power, becomes impossible if they're singing or talking in the headphones. Like I listen to podcasts and like songs, albums when I'm like working in the kitchen or something, but anything where I need to type or write or keep data, it's just I can't.
That's interesting.
You don't. I know you
certainly
don't have that.
certainly don't have it, and in fact, in a lot of cases, it helps me. The more complex the music is, the more helpful I find it. We're gonna go ahead and grab another upgrade to our gun, and also an upgrade to the turn speed of the laser around the dome, because it's starting to get. I don't know if you noticed, it's starting to get real out there.
A little, yeah.
And note especially the monster that's immediately to the left of the dome. When I say like they're doing good work in sort of like a horror space here with the silhouettes of these monsters.
Yeah, no,
Look at that thing.
That's really
very creepy. And the way they just slammed their faces against the dome. And to be clear, this game was able to spawn a genre basically because it's very fucking effective at what it's doing.
Yeah, your dome's in bad shape.
My dome is in terrible shape. All right, I do want to do some cobalt repairs, but let's try to get some more iron back here if we can first, so that the repairs can be for a greater amount, since there is a scaling element to them. And I really like the way that the scaling element encourages you to push your luck.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, this is only 4 iron. We can't buy a health upgrade with 4 iron.
What was that?
Some kind of little cave rat, it looked like. Please, let me find just 1 more iron. Ha!
Yeah, I think about this is probably about as far as I made it when I was playing. I didn't get it very far. Things started to get a little heavy, and I really struggled.
Yeah. So like to change the subject,
play it.
To change the subject back to the subject, I want to talk about this music thing more. So,
okay.
You know, I prefer generally sort of like a denser music in general. Music where there is more stuff happening. You know, I listen to a lot of rap, but I like rap with really dense production. Or like obviously metal. Metal tends to have very full, a very full sonic profile, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I find it much easier to focus with something very dense like that happening. And I think that's probably just the ADHD.
Yeah, your particular brand of it. Yeah. Yeah, I do like some density and complexity in music, but to a lesser extent, like I'll listen to some math rock. I'll listen to some prog rock, which will have certainly some production choices in there, but it's not nearly the same number of layers. And I think they're less likely to go for discordance as a way of counterpoint.
I also do. I really appreciate the way the dome, like, the damage accrues visually in the places where the damage was done. I think is a really nice touch. It makes the damage feel very, very real and urgent. You can see your base falling apart. All right, we're hitting sort of hard edges here, which is a good sign. I did pick the smallest map type. But the monsters are starting to get pretty real. Like, I don't know how many more waves we have left before we get overwhelmed. But it does feel like it's probably not that many.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, so this thing has has 2 iron slots in it, whatever it is. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Let's go back up here to where it's a little easier to dig for the moment. Oh, wow! Look at this cavern. And yeah, like wow! Look at this cavern is a big part of what's compelling for me about these games. Just that element of discovery. All right, so what did I just do? I fired up. Oh, it mapped the area for us. Oh, so you see, I've activated this device, and it's got power running through this like hose that's partially embedded in the wall. I'm gonna head back because it's monster time.
Okay.
But that is something of import. We're definitely headed back there in just a minute. Oh god. I'm trying. Yeah, they're definitely punching all the way through our shields and then some on every single wave now.
Mm-hmm.
I could pursue additional shield upgrades, but you know they're getting pretty expensive. Alright, so I'm going to grab some more of the resources that we have sitting over here, in part because we have this like delivery chute. If I had to run all the way back, I might not bother. Okay, I want to make sure we have some stuff to work with in case we need to work with stuff. So where is this hose leading? Do we see it again? Ah, yeah, okay, here it is. It continues through the wall. Again, a weird little cavern. Yeah, that's really strange that there isn't more more stuff in that space. Well, now look at this.
Oh.
So this is the relic. This is the ultimate goal of this mode. And depending on how large your map is, there may be more of those sort of like leading things. You can see there's definitely another one like over here to the east. And I believe we have to activate all of them. So let's just follow this hose back to the other thing.
I mentioned in the chat that we are being told that in Europe, people who PhD students get paid for their assistant labor for assisting with stuff in labs, and Robin is having feelings about that because that's not what it is over here. A lot of things are different in Europe, it feels like.
Yeah. So I've got
like sex intentions.
I've got this thing. I've got this big magical thing. It's real heavy and it's slowing me down a lot, and I'm getting a little concerned. So I'm gonna drop it. Oh God, Amabel, I didn't take getting back home seriously
didn't
enough.
get in time.
Our the damage we were taking really accelerated there. I got greedy. This is what happens. You get down in the mine and you get greedy. So they let you keep one gadget on a failed run. They let you select one of your gadgets to keep for the next run, and that's like basically the idea. You know, you get the thing of Dome Keeper here. This game kind of came out of nowhere. It felt like, and it's combining some pretty some pretty classic ideas, right? The wave based survival games um, and resource generating games where you're like it's almost survival gamey in the thing where you have a resource generating tool and a tree of upgrades for the resource generating tool, and primarily you are getting the resources just to make it so that you are better at getting the resources. It has that sort of loop, but combining them together in this way turns out to be like quite satisfying, and yeah, so we started to see a lot of imitators. So I am going to at this point pull up a couple of the more recent entries in the genre.
Okay. All right. While she's doing that, I want to apologize for misspeaking there, Kropzik.
Let me say one more time. That was Dome Keeper.
It was Dome Keeper.
For the people who are interested,
keeping that dome.
That is on Steam. It is a mere 18 of your human dollars. In case you would like to keep some domes, there's a lot of different biomes, a lot of different monsters, a lot of different gadgets and types of domes. The basic gun dome is just one of the many ways of fighting aliens, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff in it. It's a good game.
Baby, I'm looking at it right now, and I love your dome. I love your whole head situation, and I want to keep it.
You want to keep what?
I want to keep your head.
Okay, the keeper in Dome Keeper is like a lighthouse keeper, like like a person who cleans a thing, and like a groundskeeper.
So like when I refresh your side save.
I guess so, yeah. Okay, so this one here, turn the gas cave off and fade you in. Check it out. This one here is called Drill Core. So Drill Core has taken things in tonally in a little bit more of a Deep Rock Galactic kind of direction. There's the friendly company that employs you to do space mining, but of course it's all sort of a thin veneer over the horrors of space capitalism, and there is of course friendly cartoon characters and whatnot representing the company. They really go at it with this, you have departments that you can belong to, and there's a whole email thing, and they really go at this fake corporation thing. I don't know. I don't care about it. It just it feels very very superfluous. In Deep Rock Galactic, it feels present in the way things are happening, in a way that I can't, for whatever reason I can't describe. It just doesn't work here.
Okay. No,
all the tonal stuff just kind of slides off of the mechanical stuff. But we'll just jump into a reasonably difficult planet here.
A Thristle.
Yep, a Thristle. So there are a bunch of different difficulties and a bunch of different
Zealand.
A bunch of different biomes and whatnot. Let's go here. So one thing you can do in this game is there's a huge variety of unlockables, and before each run you can choose 2 things that you're trying to unlock, and each of them have different requirements. You can see this requires the core to be at under 20% health at the end of the contract. Construct no more than 6 buildings. Complete the contract in 14 days. Here, we can probably do this. Have 14 workers. Okay. So we're just unlocking more stuff to go in the pool of random upgrades. And you'll see this one. There's a way in which arguably all of these games are kind of roguelites.
Okay.
In Dome Keeper, there's not really a power progression for unlocking things, but you are unlocking, different dome types and whatever. And it has that run-based thing, and I don't want to get into a whole thing about definitions. But in this game, we are collecting 3 different kinds of meta currencies and buying upgrades from a big tree, and it does feel a lot more like a roguelite in like the Rogue Legacy kind of way.
What's Rogue Legacy?
Indeed. The people who know what it is get that, and you don't get it, and it's fine.
Hold on. Let me Rogue.
Begin preparations to change this planet forever.
Sorry, I forgot that I have a very non-standard platform. I want to switch back to the standard platform for the mission.
Okay.
Sorry. Is everything running okay?
Yes. I mean, it seems to be on my end. People in chat haven't been saying anything about it.
I'm not looking at chat for the most part because I'm trying to do the thing, but I just look over and see a message at the bottom of chat that says "I hear but don't see," and that makes me nervous.
Oh, that was very. It was before the thing.
Okay.
Fully faded in.
All right. Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to make sure that we were okay. I'm out of iron storage. Yeah, okay. This will work. All right, so you'll notice some similarities right from the very beginning here.
Yeah.
Right? we are projected at the alien planet as a projectile. Here's our drilling platform.
The surface is secure.
And this one has quite different gameplay in the sense that it is not. I'm going to turn this down even more. It is not a thing where I am directly controlling a character. I am like giving orders to these miners. Like I just highlight spaces to dig, and the little miner guys go out and dig it. So you can see we started with some resources, and that's all meta progression. We are only starting with resources because I have upgraded our base functionality. So we're going to build a couple of barracks and a laboratory. Barracks, of course, allowing us to train more bodies. We're going to need a lot more miners. So there are 3 basic kinds of workers here. There's miners, who all they can do is dig. Carriers, who all they can do is carry resources back to the base. And then guards, because in this game, there are monsters in the actual mining area. That's much more common in the sort of modern iterations of the thing. Obviously, Dome Keeper did not have that, and the majority of the really early imitators also would not have enemies in the mining area.
Remind me again when Dome Keeper came out?
Dome Keeper came out in 2022. This game, I believe, formally released in 2025, but it was after like a year of early access.
Okay.
And these different, you can see that there's resources here. You can also see different like types of blocks. There's a lot more variants. Oh God, critters!
You say modern, and then it's something that's been around for a couple of years is pretty.
Yeah, I mean 3 years. 3 years is an eternity in video games, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember this is a form where a lot of the consumers are 12 years old. So you can see I can double click a block to prioritize it. There are monsters trying to breed in the blocks, and if you can see them like laying eggs, and so I had to prioritize those blocks more highly because they will hatch.
Yeah.
This thing is swapping around with the neighboring blocks, and it's not necessarily harmful, but I find it annoying, so I do like to get rid of it.
I feel like you shouldn't breed inside blocks or stomachs. Those like my two like things I forbid.
All right, so this is a hive block. This is the block that's releasing the bugs that are laying the eggs. So we prioritize that destruction very highly. See, and then they go out and they... Part of what we need is just more miners. We also have access to some basic resources, and the laboratory here is going to look very familiar to you. increase the speed of your workers, increase the mining speed, increase the health. One thing this game has that that is a little bit more common in the modern ones, and certainly was not in Domekeeper, is the ability to see through the blocks as a purchasable upgrade, which is really nice.
Okay.
So you can see we could see one layer deeper, which makes it much easier to target things. And if you look in the upper right here, we have a timer. We are reaching the end of daytime. So when night falls here, we're going to recall all the workers.
Return to the platform immediately.
I need to build a couple of turrets. And here comes the nighttime phase. During nighttime, we get these scary giant worms that rampage through the whole underground area, and they will completely annihilate any worker they touch. So it's not safe to keep mining. And then also bad guys. Monsters come down the tubes at you, and obviously it depends what biome you're in as to what kind of creatures you get. You see these are like very mushroomy monsters because we're in this like jungle biome. There's a lot more plant life stuff going on here. You can see our guards do fire at the monsters once they get low enough, and they're shooting at our core, and we have a core HP to defend. And yeah, like you can see this is the same genre of game, even though the gameplay is like entirely different.
Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get more miners. I need more miners, and to get more people, I need more barracks, and to get more barracks, I need more iron. So let's prioritize a couple of iron nodes.
What was that other game you were playing where you had to do digging? You had a bunch of little people. We played it on a stream a few weeks ago. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
I don't. Can you describe it? Say more words.
Well, one thing is that the people are differentiated. Like they have a class, but they have certain traits or attributes that are,
Oxygen,
I think, randomly
Are
assigned.
you talking about oxygen not included?
I think so. Yeah. Okay. No, that makes
Thank you, Steph. It still would have taken me a while. That's
Oh,
not,
yeah,
to be
I
clear,
think
that's not on you. That's on me.
it's a little bit on me.
No, I think your description here was fine.
Okay, but you're also just. Was my description fine, or have I worn you down?
No, your
With
description
my
was fine. You
what
do
about
not-
the one where this?
Yeah, you do not always describe things in a way that is extremely identifiable, but in this case you did.
Okay.
So you can see I'm trying to deal with like the hive blocks while also dealing with all the spawns, while also trying to just get some resources home. And it's a lot. It's a lot to deal
Yeah,
with.
this seems more complex.
Okay,
then-
so every once in a while we find one of these little green canisters and drag it back up to base, and when we do, we get to choose a technology upgrade. Sometimes that technology upgrade will be a choice between a couple different types of new turrets to unlock, or sometimes it'll be stuff like this, just some passive benefits. Turrets have a higher targeting radius, turn it into 2 coal, and again, like extremely similar to Domekeeper, right? A couple of different upgrades, and then just take 2 points of resource. I'm gonna take the turret radius.
Yeah. Do you? So, let me ask you: do you enjoy this one more, or just differently than Domekeeper?
I do like this one. I do like the sort of like laid back management aspects. This one I think is a lot better for like playing a game while you're doing it. Okay, so we got a building technology here. We can get a hospital, which heals 1 random worker every 20 seconds. A reincorporator, which returns a dead worker to work if it is charged. Death is no excuse for failing to deliver. I really like they're leaning into their fiction very effectively here, where it doesn't say returns a dead worker to life, It returns them to work.
Yeah.
That's the important
Yeah.
thing. And then you can see the stars on them are random. Every time you pull technology, there's a chance for each technology to be randomly improved by some degree, and so you get like different weighting on the decisions from game to game. Maybe I wouldn't always choose a reincorporator, but if the reincorporator was 30% faster than normal, maybe that is interesting
Yeah.
enough to take. In this case, I think I'm just going to take a hospital. I do think it is good to be able to heal our people.
I'm gonna be away.
There's a hive block down here somewhere.
I'm gonna be away from the computer briefly.
Okay.
While I get something for my headache, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Everyone, be nice to my sweetie and tell her what a good job she's doing. And everyone in chat, do that, please.
You
Thank you.
don't have to do that. She's not the boss of you.
You have to do that. Listen to me. I'm the one that's in charge.
So that you can see the hospital going off. It just fires a beam. This one gives us a nighttime ability to shoot a big laser up into the sky. The oscillator allows you to lower the defense of blocks in an area, speeding up the process of destroying them. So you'll see there are nighttime ability buildings and daytime ability buildings, like active abilities that you have to fire, and you have a limited number of slots for each, so you have to be careful how many things you take. By the way, I am looking at the chat right now, but I mostly will not be because, gameplay is happening, so. Just to reduce the amount of praise that I'm receiving because I'm uncomfortable with it. Okay, there we go. There's the hive block. I would really love to finish this off before we go back into the... No, we gotta call people back. You can see there's gonna be a worm coming from this side real soon. Yep. There we go. And I don't want anybody to be caught in front of that thing. We are definitely a little undergunned right now. But unfortunately, I've been spending all of our iron. So our goal, our sort of proximal goal for the moment, is to get enough coal to fire the digging engine again. Our overall goal for this mission is to reach... oh, that's weird. It doesn't show it here. It shows our qualifications and stuff. But our overall goal is to reach 200 meters, which means we need to fire the digging engine 3 more times, each time we descend by 50. So, and then once we are at 200 meters, we will fire our drill core and, fix, quote unquote, fix this planet, in the name of capitalism and strip mineability.
Return.
So we have to survive until we can find that much coal.
Everyone's talking about what a great job you're doing. Good job, everyone.
Listen, not that I don't enjoy praise, because I do, although it also makes me very uncomfortable. But also, y'all roll over real easy.
Or maybe I'm charismatic, in opposition to everything everyone knows about me.
Amabel Holland.
Yeah.
What everyone knows about you is that you're charismatic. I need more carriers.
Not only are you doing great according to chat, but you're explaining the game really well.
Well,
and that's something that I think you're very good at is that active communication.
I'm glad. So yeah, we're trying to get all these resources. There's a lot to do. These red slash blocks drop Swarmlet, which is the red resource, and is generally used to almost all of our offensive buildings will require some amount of Swarmlet. Once we complete a row of buildings, we gain the ability to build some scaffolding and then put a new row of buildings on top of them. We also, because of my various meta upgrades, we do have access. We do have a like a scoop that comes out when we fire the drilling engine. The platform will pick up any resources that are left in the areas directly below it. Hive blocks. But it also would still be good to get some more carriers. It's taking us a long time to get our resources back to base. Look at how much stuff is just sitting around. And so this is part of the management aspect of this one, is just like, what is the correct mixture of jobs within your company, and what upgrades do you need to be pursuing to make sure everybody can get their work done. We definitely need a general movement speed improvement, but I need people to get all this iron back to base first. I see these live blocks. Some of the blocks are bugs, or they swap around and they create various complications. This guy has cut off this part of the mine with all these resources, and the carriers can't do anything about a block. So we need the drillers to come over and remove it.
The night is upon us.
So I was looking away from chat as I was being absorbed into your everything's going on the screen. There's a lot of things going on the screen.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, like Dome Keeper was too much for me. This is a non-starter for me. But apparently now people are, well, Robin specifically seems to be writing fan fiction about me as a secretary bird. I don't know how I feel about that. we have a
why a secretary bird?
Unusual chat. I'm not sure.
All right, I'm gonna add a second shorter range turret here. Obviously, much higher targeting speed. Do note, I like these gun 311 turrets, gun 311. I don't know what they're supposed to be called, because they have a range that reaches pretty much across the entire thing. But the first two guns you place are free, and so it's easy to get these. They're quite expensive otherwise. And so I've had to settle for just a machine gun, which, it does its job okay, but it doesn't have nearly the range. But we do just need to increase the amount of firepower that we have in the nighttime phase. Trying my hardest to improve our resource generation. But at some point we do need to be able to survive. It looks like we're pretty close to being done here. There's a lot of undiggable stuff. We do have enough coal to move forward. But like I was saying, the platform will grab resources that are in its path, but resources like these that are out to the side will not get caught up in that. So we do need a little bit of carrying help here. Like, this stuff doesn't matter so much. I can mark things for special pickup. Just trying to make sure that the resources that are off to the side are getting prioritized. I think this stuff would get grabbed by the platform. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and engage the drill.
Okay.
So the drill takes a little time to warm up. Yeah, day length is a pretty good technology. Increase the amount of day there is. Yeah, drills happen right after a night phase. So basically, you like mark it for the next time night ends will go. We can speed things up here a little bit, speed up the passage of time as we wait for our people to grab their stuff. It looks to me like we're probably going to be able to just grab everything. The minigun turret's okay. A machine gun turret with a lowered building cost. You know what? I'll take it. Okay, then just a couple more iron. Now, unfortunately, when we have this everybody go home command, when you press this button, notice the carriers move much slower when they're carrying rocks. When you press this button, everybody will rush home, and that means all carriers will drop whatever they're holding. So you can't actually press everybody back in the platform until the carriers get back with their load, and I do
Okay.
think that kind of sucks. All right, let's buy another one of these things.
That kind of sucks because it's frustrating for you, or
Well,
as
it kind of
design,
sucks because it
bad?
means that, like, when you're waiting for stuff to come back, all you can do is sit there and wait. I feel like once they have the final load of resources in their hands, you should be able to press the everybody go home and get ready to leave button, you know?
Dennis has to leave, but says, I want to say you're both great. Been really enjoying the channel lately. Keep it up.
Thank you very much. I'm doing my best to bring cool stuff to people's attention. I think there's some stuff going on the channel now that I've been waiting to find space for a while, and I'm pretty pleased with how a lot of it's going. I should probably turn off fast mode here while we're making a lot of digging decisions real quick. What is this? Pulls other blocks, killing everything in the path. Before the action, the eye looks in the direction in which it will do the deed. Okay. So that's going to be a high drilling priority then. This is a dangerous block.
Can I tell you what I'm looking forward to is when we're done with blueprints. I mean, you and I are done with blueprints, but when the blueprint series is done and we can put something else in that slot.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to play more stuff with you.
So I have room for one more guy under our guy cap. We're at 7-6. I guess let's grab a guard. Got all these hive blocks. Yeah, right away we're being just inundated with garbage. Hopefully we can mine out most of the enemies pretty quickly. I don't think that the swapper blocks will swap. Like, they only swap with existing blocks. So they won't, like, swap into the space that a person is in and kill them. But they will disrupt your mining because the swap block itself is tougher to mine. I don't know. They don't seem like much of a threat. They're just kind of an annoyance. There are definitely like really legitimately dangerous blocks of all types in the game. Periodically destroys a random block. That's actually a pretty neat thing. We're getting lots and lots of building types that I don't have any intention of building here because our resources are so limited. One thing that's definitely going to help during the night phases, though, is if I build a night shift post. So for each one of these, we get two dwarf soldiers who will fly around with jetpacks and rocket launchers.
Okay.
It's definitely very, very helpful. They are high damage and ornery. All right, we're getting to the end of this day. And we actually are already at enough coal to move on. But I do not intend to leave until we're a little bit more built up. There's more coal than you need in every... Oh, please finish destroying that? Okay. I don't know if you saw that, but it looked over at them, which meant it was going to pull a block from that side and crush them if they had not finished the mining in time. And then let's build some defensive stuff. We'll build a machine gun here. So the defensive structures that are on the platform themselves don't just automatically fire like guns. Here's our dwarf soldiers going to do their thing. Yeah, like I'm saying, they don't just automatically fire you. They give you an ability you can use. It would just like target this. You can see that's a healthy amount of munitions there, and then recharges pretty quickly because I believe this one was starred. But okay, we're starting to get our base defense under control a little bit here.
So I have a question because I know you played a bit. I remember you playing this before. Like in our day to day.
I've played a fair bit of this, yes.
But this is the first time you played it on the channel.
Yeah, I believe so.
What is it that made this like a not a channel series game, but more of a just for you or stream game?
Okay, so I am not talking trash. Okay, I just want to emphasize that right now because I'm about to say a thing that's maybe going to sound unkind if you don't listen to what I'm saying carefully.
Okay. I'm not trying to get you in trouble.
But yeah, like I don't necessarily think that from a gameplay perspective, there's a lot of like waiting in the like. I don't think this is necessarily all that interesting all the time.
Yeah.
I think it would be hard. I can talk about what's going on in a way so as to explain things, for a run or two. But I'm gonna at some point run out of things to say, and I don't think there's all that much skill to be developed or demonstrated here. I don't know that it benefits from my approach.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. Thank you for answering my question.
You're welcome.
And then I felt good because I asked a question that got it. I feel like I contributed by asking a question that got a good answer. So I don't always know what to say about things, Your job is hard.
It can be a little bit. Okay, so we're continuing to do stuff. We're rarely getting monster spawns, and mostly I'm using my guards as nighttime guns, and I think that's pretty good. That's a place you want to be in. Okay, it looks like there's a hive block over here somewhere too. So we'll dig toward that. So you can see here the coal is in these purple looking blocks. The glowier looking resources like this purple, this yellow, and this green, these are the meta currencies. The things that improve your your tree between runs. Oh god, two of the bugs got bored. Guards, help. Ooh, look at this, 3 stars. Improves the attack rate of energy type turrets and explosive type turrets. Unfortunately, we don't have any of these kinds of turrets unlocked right now, and we have not been offered them really. Let me re-roll this. A general turret booster makes all your turrets shoot 100% faster. That's a good strong building, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to store up as much coal as I can before we move forward, because I would love it if we could, obviously as you get deeper, the monster attacks get harsher and harsher. The longer you're in the mine, but also the deeper you are in the mine. And so what I would really love is to get to a place where we can spend as little time as possible. Oh, you see that? You see that thing doing its thing? I would like to spend as little time as possible in the 150 meters area. So I'm hoping to accumulate enough coal that we can just dig twice in a row really fast. This is my big brilliant plan. Let's pull out. Ooh, big worm coming. Are we going to get clear of that? Yep, none too soon. And do we have the resources to build one of those turret boosters? Oh yeah, they're really cheap actually. Cool. So you can see today we've got a modifier. There's a lot of randomness in this game, so we just got a random modifier that makes the enemies move 30% slower during the night. Let's shoot our bullet building. Okay. The turrets are mostly getting to shoot at stuff. May as well boost them now. I think we've got this under control. We didn't take very much damage on the previous day, and that was without a 30% slowdown effect on the enemies. So you can see we only have currently 3 slots for nighttime abilities and 3 slots for daytime abilities. So there's a limited number of such buildings that we can take advantage of. Boy, that thing is really tough. So you can see these little, like, the enemies with the little green spindly legs. They attach themselves to the other enemies. See, this coming night, we have the exact opposite effect. Enemies are 30% faster. For no reason. In an uncontrollable way. Honestly, we could probably... We have a fair amount of loose iron right now. We could probably afford to just build more folks. Let's get more drilling done, get more carrying done. But yeah, we should be able to get... We can see what, 3, 4 additional coal right now. So we should be able to get very close to having a second trip stored up. And be able to just rush through one of the levels. It's good to gather resources while things are not so difficult. Yeah, look at this is why the spawn's been so bad. There are 2 swarm blocks right on top of each other here. Oh god, and they're spreading eggs all over the place. Terrible stuff. And see, like, inefficient digging can put you in some kind of, like, annoying problems. Yeah, turret price down. Like the way my guys had to move all the way around this shape because I wasn't digging good through lines.
Yeah.
But it's tough. It's I don't want to say it's an art, but it's tough to know, what shapes need to be made at the moment, especially before you can see the kinds of things that will cause problems.
Right.
Just
a lot of
definitely.
things are going to be easier to see in retrospect than...
Yeah, it's definitely a strong motivation to pick up those technologies that let you see further into the dirt. Speaking of which, I need to be spending more iron on tech. Here, let's take 2 coal for that technology. Like I said, we're building up to just do a rush to the end here.
Now your 2 goals, one was having 14 people, which you obviously have at least 14 people. What was the other one?
The other one was have the core's health not be more than 20%. We might not get that one. I'm not too concerned if we don't.
You're doing too well.
Yeah, we're surviving too well. I mean, it's a dangerous thing to flirt with,
Yeah.
Try to get rid of this thing before it does another block pull on us. Man, this is a lot of loose resources. Once again, gonna try to tell my carriers to prioritize the stuff on the edges. We're probably gonna want to stay down here for another night or another day. Well, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe we can just move on. I'm gonna engage the drill. We'll move in the morning. But first, we must try to survive this. So yeah, these enemies with the green spindly legs, they attach to other enemies and give them significant damage reduction bonus.
So it's important to take them out first.
If you can, yeah, they don't spend very much time between enemies. Yeah, you see, he just flew over and grabbed another one right away. I tried to use the bullet building there to put enough fire in the air that he would get caught, but it did not work. Okay, well, at least he stopped jumping around once they got to the bottom of the shaft. Maybe that 20% thing's gonna happen with her without me.
Hmm.
50%. Increase defensive measures.
Increase defensive measures. I'm trying, lady.
Sun's up, team. Let's make the most of it.
All right, here we go. You can see the platform will just grab the resources it descends directly through, put stuff off to the side, just gets left off to the side. And we can, in fact, put the core into drill next morning mode immediately. And once we get down there, we're done. So all we have to do is survive this day. We're currently at 150 meters. We just need to go down one more time. Which means that at this point, all of the resources that we have left can go to defenses and guns and whatnot. We'll build a laser station, give ourselves a third ability for defensive purposes. And yeah, for the most part, at this point, we're just waiting for this to resolve. So, Amabel, do you have any thoughts on this versus like Dome Keeper?
So this definitely is more complex. A little like, again, I was overwhelmed by Dome Keeper, and this is like I was overwhelmed by the experience of playing Dome Keeper because of the stress involved. I'm overwhelmed here by just the amount of things going on. So that's different for me, but I do see how they're definitely are within a lineage, and I appreciate that as a game that is, obviously heavily inspired by, building on the other game. It is doing so in a way where it has its own identity. I remember.
Oh, hold on just a second. Gallon of Cats, this is Drill Core.
Also, Gallon of Cats is a great username.
This is a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's like one. That's for like 1.5 cats, like a gallon.
I think it
feel
depends
like
it depends on the type of cat, obviously.
Yeah, but it's not a full 2.
Famous internet cat Maru is almost certainly a gallon unto himself.
Yeah. So I'm reminded of an interview I read with Donald X Vaccarino, the board game designer who is probably best known for Dominion, which kind of started the deck building craze in board games. And he was talking about all the deck builders that came out and how all of them just felt like more Dominion, but there was one, Eminent Domain, which has a terrible title, but he felt like it actually was doing something with it. And this is how I feel like I assume a lot of the Dome Keeper likes, much like a lot of the Survivor likes, are just very much the thing. And this is the thing plus. This is the thing with some different weight given to some of the ideas. And I have a lot of appreciation for that I wouldn't for someone who was just, just basically remaking Dome Keeper,
Yeah.
As an experience, this one's probably not for me, but I've been enjoying watching you play it, and I like the way the shaft gives the game a kind of arcade verticality. Something I really miss about like classic arcade games is the long screen. That as we've moved to first 3x4 televisions, now 16:9 televisions or monitor displays, we don't really get the long vertical screen anymore. Things are designed usually more for that kind of widescreen splendor, and I like the tallness of this. I guess probably phone games have that kind of tallness now that I think about it, but I don't really play phone games, you know.
Some of them do, and some of them are built to be, played with your phone sideways. All right, so this will take us down to our target depth of 200 meters. We can continue to dig down at this point to acquire more meta currency and whatnot, but once you reach your target depth, you can engage the drill core.
Core launch command confirmed. Excellent work. Begin evacuation procedures.
So everybody grabs what meta currency they can. Everybody in the dropship, and then. This is what we came here to do. Just sort of soften the surface of the planet up a little bit for further capitalism and strip mining. Oh yeah, Gallon of Cat says they really dig the art style. I think it's a very effective and evocative art style. I think the game looks really, really nice. So we retrieved these currencies. We were rewarded these currencies for completing that biome on that difficulty. We did clear one of our qualifications, so we've now unlocked this building to be able to be found on future runs. I am also, you pick an unlock tree, and I'm working up that or not tree, but an unlock line, and I'm working up that unlock line. But in addition to that, there is this tree of meta upgrades that you can see cost various amounts of all the meta currencies. In addition, if we jump in here and look at the platform presets, there are 3 different platforms. The one we were doing there is basically like the human platform with human workers, but there is a dwarf platform, which has a lot more of an explosive focus. The guards can get jetpacks and become that kind of trooper that is summoned by that one building that we made, the grenade rocket launcher troops. And then there is a platform that lets you play as a version of the bugs, basically. Sort of a genetically engineered, perfect organism for parentheses for mining. And that has some slightly different rules where it feels a little Zergy in that you're generating larvae and then using your larvae as the seed for buildings and stuff. And as you level up the various platforms, you can unlock technologies that you'll always start with, or different cores that have different functionalities. We were playing with the Phoenix core there, which has a lower max health. But had we gone down to 0, it would have exploded, killing all the monsters, and then restored itself back up to 50%.
Okay. So I'll say another thing. I'll say tonally, this definitely feels more sci-fi comedy satire. How successfully it does it, is another question.
Yeah, I said, it's very deep rock.
You said, yeah. And something I did like about Dome Keeper is that kind of horror feel, and the way that's emphasized by the kind of loneliness of being the one person.
Yeah, the spareness of it really adds to the sort of desolation of the depicted backgrounds. It's just kind of waste in every direction. And you have that feeling that there are these things outside and you can't even really see what they are, and you are very much alone with them. Whereas in Drill Core, you are part of a galaxy spanning operation, and there's no doubt that if you are killed, someone else will come along and do this job.
So I would say
vibe.
they're very different vibes.
All right, so that was Drill Core. We're going to transition into one more game here that has that takes it in another different direction. This is the play test for Wall World 2. I enjoyed the first Wall World. Wall World 2 is not actually out yet, but they do have a sort of publicly interactable playtest version, and I have not launched this prior to today, so we're going to be in the sort of tutorial mode here, but you'll get to see what this is about quickly as soon as I actually get it fed into all of the video devices
All the
here. So
things.
hold on just a second while I do that, and then I will transfer us over.
Let me say two things while you're in the midst of that.
Okay.
First, Krobzik says, Domekeeper does give me strong Nightland vibes. I don't know what Nightland is. Do you know what Nightland is?
I do not. Nightland. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. The other thing I was going to say is I do like this format of stream where you are showing me the progression of a thing. I think I very much like. There's so many games I missed, and I very much like the thing where where I get to see how ideas develop and are iterated on. So, this was a good idea. This was neat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Obviously, there's only so often I can do this. There's only so
Yeah.
many ideas to have. So in this
And-
this one is called Wall World because you are. It's vertical. It's vertically oriented. You are on a wall.
Okay.
Last mine for today. So what we're looking for here, we have our little like mining spider. We look for cracks, mine heads, little weaknesses in the wall. We punch into them, and then we go out and we do the thing. And you can see this is in a lot of ways much more similar to what's it called? Domekeeper.
Domekeeper.
In a very direct
yeah.
way, but you'll see some stuff as it goes on. Sorry, I kind of
Okay.
interrupted you.
No, that's fine. I think also that these games are run based makes it a better fit for doing this in a single stream.
Yeah,
You know, if you're showing me the
we certainly couldn't 4x school in a stream.
yeah, because certainly there are a couple of genres I'm interested in that you're planning on showing me more of, but where like every one of those games are going to take so many hours.
Okay, and so you can see here that was the Domekeeper loop right there, right?
Yeah.
We got resource mining. We got stuff. Just vacuum all this up. You can see here it's not here they don't have like that push your luck mechanic. It's just the gun has a limited capacity. There's only so much stuff you can carry. If you're clever, you can bring more than a gun worth of stuff back to base by using the vacuum function to keep dragging the resources along like this. And then upgrade trees, extra movement speed, extra drilling efficiency, the stuff, the things that it is. So grab all this stuff. Okay, and as we come in, the ship vacuums up the resources from us. But this has a little bit more of a sort of an action vibe. It feels very arcade shooter to be doing this with the gun in this way. I'm not sure that I can really put into words the difference in the feeling of the movement. The character here is very like quick and responsive, and in Domekeeper you feel sort of ponderous. I don't know if it was obvious from watching it the degree to which I was carrying momentum, and when I wanted to stop, it was never an immediate sort of thing. There was always like a little bit of lag on that.
Okay, and looking it up, the Nightland is a science fiction novel from like 1912, and then in chat, it's being described as an extremely old and obtuse post-apocalyptic sci-fi novel, super creepy and atmospheric, but also super misogynist. So be aware.
Yeah, I mean it happens. Happens with stuff of a certain age, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a way to tell when the monsters are approaching right now. It may just be that we don't have it yet. I bought a little bit more mining efficiency for our laser here. But yeah, like so Amabel, was it obvious in Domekeeper that the movement's sort of like clumsy and weighty and
I mean, it's hard for me to answer that because my first experience of it was playing the game
That's fair.
and feeling it being obvious and being clumsy and weighty.
Yeah, this feels like a late '80s shooter, right?
Oh, okay.
The character is very responsive, and it has more of, even though again the gameplay loop is functionally just exactly Dome Keeper. This has a much more actiony kind of feel.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Because Donkey does feel, survival horror,
Yeah, and I do think like the slowness of the movement and stuff really contributes to the themes and the vibe. More drilling efficiency, more gun, more good. I'm very simple. So we could pull out and just crawl up the wall and look for more.
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't told us to do that yet, and we are in like the tutorial, so I'm kind of wondering if there is an intent here. And you can see that like they're playing up the spooky elements of this a little bit with the way it gets, the further into the wall you get, the darker it is.
Yeah, but you definitely look more capable and powerful. It's just the vibe I get.
Yeah.
So it's not as spooky.
All right, we found ourselves a relic. I do need to buy some more movement speed if the holes are going to be this deep.
Gallon Cast mentions the wall sprite looks like intestines, and yeah, it does a bit.
Yep.
I wasn't really thinking about that, and now I can't not think about it. So
The precise nature of the wall is a topic of some consternation in the first game. The first game is pretty sparse with its like world building, and it doesn't really ever clarify a lot of stuff in a way that I really like. So we found ourselves a drone system that will target enemies. Oh, we have some dialogue. Get back to town immediately. We have an emergency. Cyrex activity has increased. They've launched a massive attack on the town. There are too many of them. We can't hold them back. Okay. Get back to town. I don't know where the town is. Town's up here. So yeah, this is the thing. We had previously seen only combat while we were linked to the wall, but you can fight while on the move. And against some of the more difficult enemies, it is recommended that you disconnect from the wall because they have highly damaging attacks. This is a thing that was true in Wall World 1. They have highly damaging attacks that you are supposed to use the spider to dodge. And so that does lend it a lot more of an action game kind of thing. So this is the upgrade merchant screen from the first game. That lady is the person who sells you your upgrades, and also she has huge bouncing pixel titties because
Jesus Christ!
Because video games are still made primarily by 14-year-old boys.
Look,
hey, listen, I don't have a problem with boobs. Okay, I'm pro.
Yeah,
boobs.
like as a lady, what has the breasts of a certain size, and they shouldn't bounce like that. That's
when you're just standing there, yeah, that's
like this just.
Oh God. This is cool though. Violation of like the sanctity of the space that was safe in the first game.
Yeah. It's not so much the character design, Cat of Nine Tails, as it is the animation.
Stay back, creepy arm thing. It does not care about my bullets. Oh, look at that in the background. That's very effective. They do so much good art. I just wish that they would, care more about. I feel like that lady's sprite is objectively bad art. Like it's of a lower quality than everything else in the game, and I find it kind of jarring. Oh, he's attacking with the beam. We need to dash. So yeah, to reinforce the sort of like the more action-y tone of this game in particular. Open up.
Robin says, I guess maybe she lives in water because it's the only place she doesn't have back problems.
Yeah. Oh, God. Ooh, okay. That was almost not enough dash to get where we were going. So yeah, you can see again, like, dodgeable projectiles. I'm encouraged to sort of, like, weave back and forth as we're trying to escape, and we got our dash, and different people focusing on different elements of the Dome Keeper. It had a lot of different pieces to it.
Yeah.
Okay. He's got to be just about that. There we go.
I really admire your ability to play these kind of action games with a keyboard and mouse at the same time. I can't do it.
What do you mean?
It's so... I don't like that sprite. That's not...
It sucks, for sure. A cloaking device. We didn't have the necessary technologies. What if we use what's left of the white spider? Might there be something suitable in it? Okay, so there's a catch. We'll have to remove all the upgrades. Oh no! Lose everything I've collected? Get reset to the status quo from the beginning of the first game? Can you imagine such a thing? Whatever shall we do, Amabel?
I guess we're doing that. Yeah.
Okay, so they're definitely like going for a much greater scale this game, which is interesting. Because the last game just took place entirely on that same vertical surface. So okay, we have to find the remains of the old walker. Ah. Found the carcass. Dock the cave. Send drones to collect the materials. Check the pilot's suit. There should be an access code. Well, let's see. This looks like a... Yeah, the pixel art in this game is for the most part really, really excellent. I guess that's... I kind of thought that looked like a casket, but I guess it's not a thing of any importance. All right, got ourselves some access codes. Feels like there's not really a lot of reason for all of this dialogue.
Yeah.
Like we can surmise all of that stuff ourselves.
Also, I'm glad they gave her a name, but they should have given her a bra as well. They're not gonna bounce like that if you.
Also, her poor legs. Like, there's no way she has the leg strength to keep herself from toppling over constantly.
Kropik says, less story, more digging.
Correct. A little less talk, a little more action, please.
Like, I don't mind action and like talk in a game,
What is
story
this,
in a game.
Horizontal surface.
But
I like this being the big dramatic title card moment. In this game, sometimes you will go horizontal.
I like a little story in games, but a game that's kind of actiony and arcadey does not need dialogue like that.
yeah, this doesn't really need a plot, I don't think. And I know that because the first game functioned just fine with no plot. And honestly, like I was saying, the sparseness of it works majorly to its benefit. I feel like this much talking in this game is probably a mistake. And the thing is, everybody feels like they can write, but you probably can't. What the? I just saw someone. Guy, come on.
Oh, his name is Ben, apparently. Okay.
There's no time for this. I feel like there should be time for this. I feel like chasing that guy is the only thing that makes sense. What have you lost at the hole? I mean, listen, so much. And so many times it was worth it.
Sweetie.
Yeah. Sorry.
Flared base. You gotta start using flared bases.
Alright. Yeah, monsters are having difficulty detecting it. It's cloaking technology. We need to go get the cloaking technology. Right. They have like a little town for us to walk around now. Upgrades spread over a bunch of different screens, which is like fine or whatever. Okay, we don't really need like a dialogue about how I'm the merchant who sells the. You can tell. I can tell what you sell because I can look at the things you sell. Okay,
Yeah,
see, I think this is doing a bunch of stuff that is not great. How do I get out of this menu? None of the buttons that engage and disengage from things are working. Uh-oh.
You just have to buy the thing?
I don't have any currency.
You had 500.
This guy, you know...
Now it's 0.
I was looking at Amabel.
Yeah.
It deducted the number way before I was expecting it to. Oh yeah, or hard drinking, hard fighting, space marine. Let's. I want to do. Go back to. I don't want to go back to Jill's workshop. I want to play the video game.
This.
Why make me go into town in the first place?
Oh.
Okay, so there's gonna be different pieces again. Like they're expanding. They're doing more things. You need to activate the beacon. Wait for the transporter. Okay, then fight until the transporter comes to pick you up. I don't like the fact that you shouldn't have to. If there are multiple things to pick here, you shouldn't have to take your cursor off of the selector and bring it over here to know what the things do. These numbers should just always be visible. All right, are they gonna let me actually do a mission now? All this like preamble and half missions, and then you walk, and then you see a thing, and then we go back home and we talk more. Just like, what if you could just play the game? All right, that's the Leviathan bar. When the bar reaches one of the marks, an attack will begin. When the bar is completely full, the Leviathan will appear. Okay. All right, let's drill some wall. Okay.
Oh my God.
Higher the bar rises, the closer you are to the goal. I do think it's a lot worse to have two screens of text separated by like one step of walking than it is to just put them both together.
Yeah.
Enemies in the mines. You can encounter enemies in the mines. Yeah, because... So, you know, again, to sort of reinforce that this is an action game. But But yeah, so a different take, a different set of
Yeah.
things to focus on. I think ultimately something like Drill Core is a little bit more for me, but I can absolutely see this being more of what someone wants.
Yeah. Kropzik remarks, "Whoa! They also put some gameplay into their game. Sick."
It's a cool idea. All right, extra movement speed.
Well, the thing is, even the other two games, if they're not as actiony, they are still fundamentally arcade games in a way.
Yeah, agreed.
You don't like this thing where you're putting in all the shops and the dialogue scenes and whatnot, and not doing any of it particularly well.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, it
like
definitely hurts that it's so kind of amateurish.
but doing that in this kind of game is so deeply misguided. It feels like I'm not trying to be negative this early on, but like,
Well, I do agree with you. To be clear.
Cornflake says, "I still need to play Death Stranding. It's supposedly good? Question mark. You know,
some
we
things you
don't
want to
play
say,
a lot
Amabel?
of AAA games here, so we really can't.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you right now, Death Stranding would not really be for me. Lots of people seem to like it.
What Robin loved about Pac-Man was the story. Well, I bet you're excited for the new Pac-Man Metroidvania that's coming out. Which seems... I don't know. At least they're trying new things, you know?
I don't see why, though. They perfected the form in Pac-Man 2, The New Adventures. I don't know why they don't just make 100 of those. I think we've gotten everything out of this cave. We saved a miner, and also we got some things.
Hang on, did that guy just teleport when you found him?
Yeah. Well, I teleport. I gave him,
Yeah.
I helped him teleport home. And then we'll just crawl up the wall and
Robin,
look for more places to dig, and this is kind of the thing.
The Pac-Man Metroidvania is called Shadow Labyrinth. And it came out last month.
I didn't realize it was out already.
And apparently that terrible secret level episode was an official prequel to the game.
Yeah.
Created to advertise it.
Yeah, I saw that it was similar in appearance.
Which I did hate that a lot. I hated that. I think all of those that we saw were pretty bad, but that was like one of the worst ones.
I have a little more patience for that kind of stuff than you do.
Yeah. The reviews were not kind. Game Informer gives it a 5 out of 10, which I didn't know they had scores below 7.
That's IGN, sweetie.
IGN also gave it a 5 out of 10. Packroidvania. Yeah, that's good one, Cornflakes.
Ah, huge gout of fire all of a sudden. I mean, I guess that's kind of cool that happens.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting real close to a wave of monsters here. So I'm gonna try not to. Well, I guess it's not that close. It takes a long time for the monsters to show up. You can get a lot of work done.
Yeah. So the thing is, you are searching for things, and you're doing action. Would this make this a search action game?
I don't know what you mean. There's no such thing as a search action game. What a ridiculous title. Can you imagine if we named things that way? No, I get with it. You know, I don't think search action is necessarily an invalid title. I really do like Metroidvania for a lot of the reasons that people don't like it, I think.
Yeah.
Like it is jargony, but I think that there's a lot of value in the way that it encodes its history into its very language, into the very way that we speak about it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I like that.
I mean, that's what language is, right? That's what language is for giving us the ability to communicate our history and ideas, and so often those are, effectively the same thing.
Yeah. I always really like roguelike, because at
the very least, complementary things.
Yeah. As the name of the genre, distinct from the roguelite, which is
right.
a different thing, but roguelike does say like where it came from.
Yeah, and like roguelike is exactly the reason that people want to change like Metroidvania, right? Because it is obvious that roguelike is a thing that has been problematic. It has caused some difficulty in the way we talk about games and stuff. And I don't not get it. Yeah, I mean, there's the whole reason that we have two different extremely similar terms.
Yeah. But I do like that roguelite. I like the way it does because like no roguelite game that I've played is really very similar to a roguelike in terms of like the moment to moment play experience. But it does kind of encode where it came from, how it developed.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I think that's, as long as people can pronounce their K's and T's separately, I think it's fine.
So we don't have any indicator from our miner finder device. So I had thought maybe there weren't any miners in this cave. Oh, hey, look, a relic. We should probably grab that. It certainly is resource dense. It feels worthwhile to mine this out, as long as we don't, end up going too far with it. A portable seismic generator. Every 180 seconds, the spider produces a portable generator that can be placed in the mine, where it will gradually destroy the blocks in its range. That's cool. All right, let's disengage here. Is there anywhere else that I can go on this wall? We can't go any further up. That big structure there is blocking. Robin Bennis, I don't recommend that people speak in front of the police at all if they can help it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there's more wall down here. We can descend a little further. We can hopefully find ourselves another gap to open up. Transitioning between sections of the wall, walking over the clouds, does tend to anger the bugs. Okay. Oh wait, that's a thing there. We need its face to stay open so I can shoot it down here. There we go. Oh yeah, we got our generator. Wow. Okay, it has gravity. Well, we'll let it do its thing down there. That's pretty effective. Instead of gradually destroying the blocks around it, I thought it was going to be much more of like a leave it in place and it destroys one block every 10 seconds within the radius kind of thing. That that highly explosive mining technique caught me unawares. Alright, I don't seem to be damaging that thing at all. I mean, I don't know. We could bail on this whenever you seem a little
yeah, this. I think the.
Use your words.
Pardon?
Use your words.
Okay, I think the combination of the weird AAA style, here's a bunch of cutscenes, and that woman's, I really worry about that woman's physical health, and then just the fact that we've been doing it for a couple hours. This one's not grabbing my attention as much as the
All right. Well, I think
two
we've sort of made our point here. I think people get the thing.
Yeah.
We can go ahead and bounce.
All right, let's bounce to the gas cave, I guess.
Yeah, back to the gas cave. So yeah, that's just a little look at this like weird emerging genre of it. It doesn't feel like a whole genre unto itself. Like it feels like a small enough deviation to call it a subgenre, but then I find myself unsure what to say that it is a subgenre of.
Yeah,
It's a type of action game, I guess. I don't know. Let me get the.
it
Let
does
me get
feel
the
very
backing track up.
arcadey to me, and
Yeah. Yeah, and so we saw sort of like a desolate horror take and a sort of a management sim take, and then a more direct arcade shooter kind of take on the ideas. I thought it was interesting. I hope y'all thought it was interesting. Let me put up the text as well here. So that's going to be it for the mainstream. Welcome to the final part. Welcome to Phase 3, friends, where we do the thing.
this is where Thanos gets introduced.
This is where Thanos gets introduced. We start building up for the final betrayal. Robert Downey Jr. comes in. He plays Root with us. No, this is the part where we share a thing that we loved this week. You know, try to spread some joy. Try to help other people find and identify things they will love. I got a good one that I'm excited about. Amabel, what do you got?
What do I got? Okay, well, I watched a movie. Movie came out in 24 called Girl Shy. And it's a movie about this kind of...
She says movie came out in 24. Like she can trick you.
Don't stop at my lines, baby! Okay, so it's a movie about kind of an incel who writes a pickup artist manual. But then he meets a lady on a train, and she feeds him dog biscuits and makes him bark for her. And then he learns that misogyny is bad because of that. And like most films that came out that year, in the year of 24, it ends with like a 20-minute chase scene with a lot of stunt work. That's how you end a romantic comedy, naturally.
Yeah, Kevin Hart shows up. Cat of Nine Tails says, Amabel, we have already seen the skeet. Come on now. Like the audience doesn't know you. Also, I don't know if you're watching the stream, but I have put up the post.
Oh yeah, no, I see that you've. Okay, what do you got?
I'm gonna put the gas cave thing back up until I have this on screen, just in case I accidentally pull up something I don't mean to pull up. I have a show, an internet game show that I'm a big fan of. Started airing, and I'll explain how that could be the case, how I could already be a fan of it in just a second here. So you.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, Cornflake says that they've been playing Earth 2150 again, and Baz Van Duren Den Hollander says EL2 had a demo this week, but I think
True.
that's ending about now.
True story, and I have not made any forays into it. Don't worry. Stuff's gonna happen.
It will happen. Yeah,
will happen.
we have people asking us in comments sometimes, and it's like, obviously you're going to play it. Just
Yeah.
I got the red key, I got the blue circle key, and I
Hold on a second. This is making all kinds of noises at me. This is a little harder to put my hand to than I thought it would be. There are certain things that are difficult to search on YouTube for a wide variety of reasons. Here we go. Here's the problem. I thought it was an Auntie Donna thing, but it's a Grouse House thing.
It's a Grouse House, yeah.
Those are, you say no like it was so obvious to you.
I remember it being Grouse House.
You don't remember.
I watched it with you.
Amabel, don't sell me your lies. So this week, Grouse House, a home. They say the home of alternative Australian comedy. I would argue it's a home, right? I've gotten really into Australian comedy lately. They started airing what is I believe going to be a season of their new game show, So You Want to Win a Penis Pump, hosted by Demi Lardner, written by a bunch of people, including Demi Lardner, Jesse Clark, Dead Blossom Jesse. You may know him as if you follow his stuff. Patrick Gill is formerly of Polygon, is both writing and directing. And it is a blast. This first episode has Paul F. Tompkins, who could not be there personally because it's in Australia. So he is remoting in on a tablet that what's his name, Demi's husband.
Tom Walker is wearing.
Yeah, Tom Walker, Australian comedian Tom Walker, is wearing on his face, and they have wonderful chemistry. And this is fucking fantastic. If you like the kind of comedy that like Tom Walker and Dead Blossom Jesse and them do, I strongly recommend checking out this show that does not have the title of the show in the title of the video because censorious internet, YouTube, etc. So You Want to Win a Penis Pump is the name of the show. But I think it's also worth mentioning there are two sort of like proto episodes of this show that came out like a year or so ago that are on Demi Lardner's personal YouTube channel. That I would also, if you like the final version, I would definitely recommend going back and watching these because they're fucking fantastic. It's such an unhinged like comedy game show. Has become one of my favorite formats of internet thing over the past few years. Obviously, we talk about Dropout from time to time. They're doing spectacular comedy game show work over there at Dropout. The new season of Game Changer, the most recent season of Game Changer, was fantastic. And this is such good unhinged work in that vein.
It is insane that Demi Lardner has fewer subscribers than I do. That's not right. We need to fix that.
Well, Demi Lardner doesn't really like. There's only 3 videos on this channel. Demi Lardner doesn't actually post stuff on her YouTube channel, and obviously, like Grouse House has more. I said that without being certain.
Maybe.
There we go. Yeah, Grouse House is a little bit better traveled. But yeah, just
Okay.
yeah. So you want to? My thing is, so you want to win a penis pump? It's fantastic. I think everybody should check it out. Amabel has a channel. Oh boy, does she ever!
Oh no.
If you want to check out the Holland Spiel, this is the board game company that Amabel owns and operates. The Holland Spiel YouTube channel. It does have a number of video essays from our very own Amabel Holland. All of them fantastic, bangers, every one in various ways. Strongly player counts was very good. Mechanisms as metaphors is great. Rules as play is great. Amabel, you crush
Thank
it.
you.
You crush it every single time.
That reminds me, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Can you get me that voiceover for the next one sometime?
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So I would also recommend all of these. I do that every week though. It doesn't really feel like a thing that's particular to this
I
video.
don't feel super comfortable about that, but thank you.
So anyway, Amabel Holland and also So You Want to Win a Penis Pump. Those are my big recommendations. You got anything else? Anything else you wanna?
No, I mean, I said
the
the one thing. Bass Van Durand and Hollander says, I saw a conceptually fascinating little puzzle game called Zero Player. It's a game that is entirely contained within a single ping. You need to just solve it in your image editor of choice.
That is very interesting. Unfortunately, okay, no, yeah, here we go. I see it. Okay, yeah, that is searchable. You can find that with a simple Google search of Zero Player. Yeah, that looks really neat. To talk about the Endless Legend 2 thing just a little bit. Cat of Nine Tails says, I understand if SB wants to wait until early access or even full release to have a more complete experience. Yeah, I'm gonna when a proper early access happens, we'll dip into Endless Legend 2 for sure. I have played some. Here's the problem with I'm reluctant to jump into like a weird demo version of Endless Legend 2 that is maybe not as feature complete as there might be things. I'm trying not to say anything that I'm not. I don't know anything. I don't know anything, and I certainly wouldn't want to say any things that I do or do not know in error, thinking that they are part of the product when they maybe are not. You know, my brain is mush, and it's very difficult for me to keep the stream straight sometimes, if you know what I'm saying. So,
yeah. Cornflakes, I do apologize for the spiel and Holland spiel. It's, here's the thing. When I started the company with the person I started the company with, we thought it'd be funny if the name of the company sounded like it was from Europe. And
for some context, like Germany was the original center of the modern board game explosion. So you had a lot of companies are like important awards and stuff that have German names.
Yeah, that have the spiel or and so we put that name together to make it sound like we were European because we thought that was really funny, and that got less funny over time. But we kept doing it. So yeah, I mean, I probably would have a different name for the company if I was doing it over again. But yeah.
The other thing is that like I became aware of Amabel and that she lived in Michigan before I was aware of Hollandspiel as a company. I had actually heard of a couple of your games. Like I had heard of 4X before I ever knew you.
I didn't know that.
But because I came to the things in that order, there's a city in Michigan called Holland, and so I thought you were from Holland, Michigan. I thought that had to be the reason for that name, which is part of the reason that I expressed so much surprise when it turned out that you lived, 40 seconds away from me.
Yeah.
Because I had just sort of naturally assumed, because Holland's on the other side of the state, right? Holland's like way west, isn't it?
Yeah. Holland's like right on the other lake. Yeah. I've driven to Holland. It's the thing about once you get out of southeast Michigan,
Yeah.
it gets real unfriendly for trans people.
Yeah, Southeast Michigan, for people who don't know, is like a big sprawl where effectively like there's 15 or 20 cities that all sort of like bleed into each other because of the population density here. And once you get outside of that area, Michigan gets down to 2 people per square mile rural really fast.
Yeah.
There are long stretches of road where there just ain't anything.
I didn't know you
all
thought
the
I
way
was
to the
in
horizon.
Holland. I didn't know that you thought I was in Holland because it's like
Seemed like a reasonable guess. I don't know.
because my last name is Holland.
Yeah, I know, but
Okay. No, it's really. I find it really charming. I think it's really charming.
I also know that you're I know that you're trans and your last name is probably not like your original
I
last
chose
name.
my last. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Your last name is so fucking cool.
thank you.
Well, I think that's it for today. I think everyone has shared things, and we have shared things. Oh, Robin says she needs to increase her recommendation level for Dickinson. I'm rewatching it now, and it is fucking fantastic. I don't know what Dickinson is.
Apparently, it is an American TV series made for Apple TV Plus about Emily Dickinson, starring Haley Steinfeld.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna be it for.
I don't know that much about
today.
Emily Dickinson, but I do like Haley Steinfeld. I see Toby Huss is in it. I'm a big fan of Toby Huss, and also Apple TV series. It's a pretty impressive hit rate for me.
Yeah.
They make some good products over there, which is I really don't like most of what Apple as a company does, so it rankles me a little bit to have to admit.
Well, I think that's it for today's stream, and of course we'll have more videos coming during the week. We are rapidly approaching the end of Blueprints. A couple more weeks yet, but
I only put out 4 batches of video this week, and I do apologize for that. It's been difficult. For all the reasons that living in America is difficult right now. And I certainly don't want to downplay the state of 2024 or 2025 or whatever year it is for anybody else. But boy, it ain't a great time to be a trans person in the United States of America right now.
yeah, that's certainly true. And I'm going out on a limb here. I don't think anyone is gonna be upset with you that you got 16 videos out and a stream this week instead of 20.
Me, I'm upset about it. Did I not make that clear? No, I know what you're saying. I appreciate it. Sad that Robin Bettis is sad that Blueprints is coming to an end after all these years. Oh, you know what? There is one other thing I wanna shout out. Actually, I just remembered. Trying not to play copyrighted audio into the stream here. But Aesop Rock released a new song, and I'm not sure why, but it's a song about it's called Roadwork Rap, and it's a song about construction vehicles and doing road work, and it's just fully like a rap song for kids. I don't know what the context of this thing is, but it happened, and it's a delight. The music video is a delight. It's just like a very pure, like, you know, these are the construction vehicles and this is what they do, and they're like, yeah, it's it's good. It's good. It's Aesop Rock for kids. I don't know. It's like a weird thing. I enjoyed it. Anyway, sorry. Now we're getting ready to get out of here. That's gonna be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I couldn't let Amabel have the outro. That's what that was about.
Okay.
At its heart. Yeah, there's more videos coming, new series, because some stuff is coming to an end. I have enjoyed doing a couple of like shorter burst puzzle series. When Raiders 2 has new content, it's always like wonderful as a little light refresher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, come back later in the week for more stuff, more videos. Probably I'll take a day or two, but yeah, it'll happen. Next week for a stream, I have a couple of ideas that might involve more people, so we'll see if I can wrangle some folks to join us. But yeah, we'll be around next weekend, of course. Stream at kind of roughly the same time. Of course, it's always a little unpredictable, which is my fault. And we'll see you all then. Until then, you know, find things to love, find your peace, find your happiness. The world needs us all here. So, you know, find a way to be in it. Peace.